What is going on, everybody? How we doing? Welcome back to the Georgia Meth Show, ladies and gentlemen. It is a cold day here in Georgia. Very cold. I'm talking like you're freezing. You're very much freezing, you guys, today. Listen, we got a lot to talk about. My team, the Mets, have made a couple splashes. Finally, they decided to step up their game and make some moves. Yankees made a move, bringing back Cody Bellinger that we'll talk about. And now we have officially the Patriots versus the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. We'll discuss. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below your thoughts and opinions of all the topics we discuss. Let's get started with our positive segment. Here's a quote for today. Ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. Love that quote. I'm going to keep it very simple. Ask yourself if what you're doing today is benefiting you for tomorrow. Any type of way. Financially, mentally, any type of way. Ask yourself. All right, let's get started. You guys, the Yankees have brought back Cody Bellinger. He is back with the Bronx on a 5-year, $162.5 million contract, you guys. Essentially, $32.5 million per year. So, Yankees, obviously, they needed to make a splash, you guys. They really haven't done nothing but, they got Ryan Weathers. They brought back Trent Grisham with $22 million, which I had said at the beginning. Why are you spending so much on him? But hey, it's not my money. I like the signing. I think they needed to bring him back. Essentially, listen, he had a good season with the Yankees. He had a 5 WAR, had 29 home runs with a 272 batting average and 98 RBIs. Had an OPS plus of 125. So he came back and did well, and I think he's going to thrive with the Yankees, especially being a lefty with that right field porch. I think he'll do well. He's very versatile, plays first base and all of the outfield at a Gold Glove level. Former MVP, 2-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year, Gold Glove Award winner, 2-time Silver Slugger. So, listen, this isn't no scrap we're talking about. This is a good player. He has had a bit of some down years lately. Obviously, we know the Dodgers released him, and then the Cubs traded him to the Yankees basically for nothing almost. But he came back, had himself a good year. If he consistently goes out, does well like he did this past year, I think he'll be good. Yankees, obviously, they needed him. Outfield was essentially Aaron Judge, Trent Grisham, and then, Jason, which was not too good. Obviously, he offers a lot of flexibility. His ability to play first base is a major asset for them, especially wanting to rotate probably Ben Rice, and give Giancarlo more days at DH. And look, I will say this. It's good, but you still got some question marks. Obviously, the starting rotation right now is a big question mark. You don't get Garrett Cole back till May or June. Carlos Rodon is recovering. Probably won't be back till early May, late April. And you traded for Ryan Weathers, and you got Max Fried last year, but you got to see how Will Warren does, how Cam does, how Luis does. The lineup, listen, the Yankees with this exact lineup were number 1 in offense. They scored the most runs in the MLB, so they're going to be good. We'll see if Volpe has a bounce back year. Osvaldo Cabrera is back, obviously, so he'll be a plateau. See how Jason Dominguez does. Bullpen is going to be pretty well. I like the signing. I think the Yankees, they needed to do this. This is a great player, and I think Cody's going to do good. We'll see how it goes. I've seen with the Vegas, and I've seen Michael Kay talk about it a little bit because I listen to Michael Kay. I think right now they're the best they're the second best in the American League East. I think the Blue Jays are first. Then I think the Orioles, it's a coin toss. If the Orioles get another pitcher, I would say them, then the Red Sox, then the Rays. I'd put that in the order. I'd go Blue Jays, Yankees, Orioles, Red Sox. If they get a pitcher, the Orioles, Red Sox, and the Blue Rays. I think Toronto just has a slight advantage over them. They got good pitching. They lost Bo Bichette and some good pieces, but I think they'll recover. They'll be good. But good signing. I think the Yankees did a good job. They needed to bring him back. He wasn't offering that much either. so it wasn't too much of a headache. We just got to see what happens. At the end of the day, it's like we never know how this player could perform. We never know if he gets injured or anything. We just got to be patient. But good job for the Yankees. Let's continue on. Luis Robert, you guys, has been traded to the New York Mets on January 21st, same day Cody Bellinger signed. So trade details. Essentially, we got Luis Robert Jr. from the White Sox, and the White Sox got infield Luis Angel Acuna, which, if you guys don't know, that's Ronald Acuna's little brother, and also Tremin Pauly, I believe is his name. Mets are taking on the entirety of Robert's $20 million salary for the 2026. He also has a $20 million club option for 2027 with a $2 million buyout. So I love this signing. Luis Robert, you guys, he is one of those that if he gets in the right circle and, he starts hitting the ball, this dude is electric, you guys. Defensively, he's phenomenal. Former Gold Glove winner, one-time All-Star, Silver Slugger. He has had a pretty down year since 2023. 2023, as we know, was his last good year to say. He finished 12th in the MVP votings with 38 home runs, 80 RBIs, with a batting average of 264. I think being with the White Sox, he's been struggling a lot lately. Compared to those numbers that I just said, he had a 1.4 WAR with an OPS plus of 85. Those are not good numbers, you guys. That is atrocious. But essentially, we needed a center fielder. We went out. We got one. This is an elite center fielder. I think at the end of the day, the replacement was well. And obviously, I think the Mets have been talking to the White Sox a little bit a couple seasons ago about him. I think they just never got to it. But he's played phenomenal. His speed is great. He fits really well with Lindor, Soto, Boba and Jorge Polanco. We'll see if he bounces back. The biggest question is going to be is the bat. How is the bat going to do? I think he'll do well, obviously, with the glove. He's going to do phenomenal. The ultimate question will be the bat, because going in with a 1.4 WAR, paying you $20 million is not good. I think he'll bounce back. I think he just needed to change the scenery. I think he'll do well. We also have to see how everything goes. Like I said, his last couple seasons, the year prior to that, he had literally almost the exact same stats. A 2.24 average with 14 home runs, 23 stolen bases, and an OPS of 657. Year prior to that, he had, which was his best year, 2023, 38 home runs, 857 OPS, and a 264 batting average. This dude is injury prone, very injury prone. We'll see how everything plays out. And then the White Sox, they got Luis Angel Acuna, we had to let him or Ronnie Mauricio go. We had too many cats already. It really wouldn't have been necessary to keep him around, because just the amount of depth we have in the infield, especially, it wouldn't be necessary. With the right-hander that they got, hey, prospect, let him go. I think Mets obviously won the trade. White Sox probably will use him a lot. I think Acuna, he could develop. He's a pretty good, one of those seventh inning kind of players, come in and steal a bag and, get on base, move around. Very versatile as well. But I think it was necessary. It was a good job by the Mets. Love that they made that trade, by the way. All right, another trade that they made, I believe that same day, you guys. They were going crazy. Was we acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers Freddy Peralta and Tobias Myers, you guys. So this was a trade that I was very happy about. I think it was about time that we pulled the plug and made a great trade. Obviously, we all know Freddy Peralta, great player from the Brewers. This is a guy that finished 5th in the Cy Young votings with a 17-6 record with a 2.70 ERA and 204 strikeouts, you guys. His contract he's only owed $8 million in 2026. We obviously did give up high prospects like Jaden Williams, who was number 3 in our prospect, and Brandon Spart, who was number 5 in our prospect farm system. But, hey, we got back 2 good pitchers. We needed a pitcher to help out. Obviously, right now, currently, there's a new look. So, Essentially, let's say, for example, it would be Freddie Peralta, Nolan McClan, David Peterson, Sean Mania, Tababas Myers, Christian Scott, and Kodai Senga. So the amount of depth we have is good. We obviously have to see how Sean Mania comes back and performs. David Peterson, if he could continue. Nolan, obviously, if he could continue round two. See if he could do well from his, rookie year, essentially. Kodai Senga, if he could stay healthy. This could be a pretty good rotation. I think, essentially, here's the thing. He's not a fastball guy, Freddy. He's not one of those that are going to throw it 100 miles per hour, but his stuff is nasty. He has a 12-6 curveball that is nasty that he mixes up with a changeup that he throws 89 miles per hour, which is crazy. Um, Now, the one thing is this. He is going to become a free agent next year. So we have to really see if we could come up with a contract. I think they will. I think, especially David Stearns, he's going to want to bring back this guy. David, as you guys know, was with Milwaukee. He signed him to a contract. Maybe he does the same now. Um, we'll see what ends up going on. I think this was a good trade. This definitely bolstered up this team to make it way better. They did a good job bringing him in. I want to. My gut is telling me that we need one more. I want them to go get Framel Valdez. Now, obviously at a certain price, but I want them to. I think he's a good pitcher. If we could add him into that rotation, that would be phenomenal because we got to think about it. Sean Mania, if I'm not mistaken, is about to be up on his contract. That's one gone. Kodai Senga is very injury prone. We got to see if he can stay, fully healthy for a season. Nolan, we have to really see because it's a coin toss. Like I said, he had a good year, but we never know. It's like one of those things where it's like one of these, after these players start studying him, who knows? We got to see how Christian Scott comes back from his Tommy John surgery. Tababas Myers. So we have a lot of depth too. We have a lot of pitching prospects, but you never know. At the end of it, good trade. I love that they did that. Good job by the Mets. All right, moving on to a different team, the Rangers, you guys. They landed Mackenzie Gore. So they did give up a lot of prospects. Nationals asked for a lot. Essentially, it was a 5-for-1 package kind of deal. So the Rangers got Mackenzie Gore. Nationals got Gavin, the number 2 prospect from the Rangers organization. Alejandro Rosario, number 7. Devin, number 12. Cabrera, Yemer Cabrera, 16. And first baseman Ortiz, number 18, you guys. So they gave up a lot of prospects for this gentleman. Essentially, I know a lot of people are like, damn, that's a lot for Mackenzie Gore. As you guys know, he was very highly, prospected when he was with the Padres. So here's what I'm going to say. I think it was a bit of a stretch from the Rangers. I think you gave up a lot for a guy that essentially had a 4 ERA with a whip of 1.3. Granted, he had a 3 WAR with, 185 strikeouts, but I think you gave up a lot. But essentially, the Rangers, they made the move because they've been hunting for reliable left-handed starters to bounce the right-handed relievers. Obviously, you got Jacob deGrom, Nolan, Nathan Eovaldi, who are phenomenal pitchers we already know. His contract is he's under team control till 2027. Essentially, he's making $5.6 million in 2026. The lows is, like I said, he struggled with, inconsistency late in the year. Upside, he has a career high 185 strikeouts with 160 innings, essentially, almost. He's proven he has elite stuff. But at the end of it, I look at it like this. You gave up a lot for this guy. I really do think you did. I think you guys didn't really necessarily have to. I get it. You guys are very, very dominated with righties, but you gave up 5 prospects from, let's say, for example, your top 18. Like, that's crazy a lot. I will say this. We'll let him see. Let's see how he does in Nationals Park or Rangers Park. It is not a pitch. It's not a hitter friendly, so maybe he'll do a little bit better and not give up the long ball. But I feel like you gave up a lot, the Rangers. I will say you gave up a lot. Now, what the Nationals got back, obviously, was Gavin, the headliner. He's a shortstop slash third baseman. He was ranked number 2 in the Rangers farm system. Essentially, 6'3" power hitter with plus raw power. So a big dude who could play third base, shortstop. Upside is his arm. Also, you got Rosario, a right-handed hitter, pitcher. He dominated in 2024. He had a 2.24 ERA with 129 strikeouts and 88 innings before the injury got him. You also got Devin, who's another shortstop slash second baseman. He's Rangers number 2. He hit 302. He had a batting average of 302 with an on-base percentage of 428. So looks like there's potential. You got Ortiz, who's a first baseman slash outfielder. He's a pure hitter kind of guy. And then you got Cabrera, who's an outfielder. Let's see. Essentially, both sides get like a B grade from what it's been rated. I think it's been like a mixed feeling from people. I think you gave up a lot. That's just my opinion. I think they gave up a lot, the Rangers, but it's not me. It's not my team. Let's continue on. Let's end it off with the NFL game. So, you guys, yesterday, let's start off with the Seahawks and Rams. Dude, Smith, Njigma, he's unstoppable, bro. This dude is phenomenal, you guys. He had 10 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. I'm telling you, the Rams cannot stop this guy every time. Rams fell short, though. Seahawks won 31-27. Essentially, I will say Seahawks defense is nasty, you guys. This team all year has been phenomenal. I think their head coach is going to win Coach of the Year. They did good. Now they go on to play the Patriots, who beat the Broncos 10-7. My prediction for the Super Bowl, it's very hard for me to say right now. I want to say the Patriots, but it's going to be very close. Like, this game is going to be good because both defenses are good. Both quarterbacks are playing well. Both have pretty good weapons. Drake May, got Stephon Diggs. Has, a good-ass defense that has been phenomenal for him. But the Seahawks is just nasty. I'm going to go, I want to say the Patriots. I think with Christian Gonzalez and, I think being out there, I think they'll go and be able to stop, let's say, for example, Smith, Njigma, but it's going to be very close. This game is going to be very close, very battled out by both sides. I think it will essentially be the defenses will be carrying both, and we'll just see who attacks more and who can, get away from it. That's going to be the biggest question. But I'm going to wrap it up here, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Very short today, very simple. Thank you guys all for watching. Like I say every time, stay humble, stay blessed, stay positive, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.